What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Saturday, June the 28th, 2014. Sorry, the report's a little late this morning. Got in late last night. Welcome to all the new subscribers. For those who don't know, these are weekly reports I do. Just kind of dump all my links on you so I can clear out my cache and keep the news rolling in. Let's get to it. First link below is always going to be to the Blogspot post. That's where you can find all these links I'm going to give you. Be advised, the deadliest Ebola outbreak in history happening right now in some country that I never heard of, but this came out June 26. Might want to keep an eye on this and remember the movie Outbreak. From Breitbart, be advised, swine flu confirmed at shelter for unaccompanied minors. People coming across the border with swine flu. Keep an eye on that. Other news going on. Guns.com has this. Chicago Council Committee passes strict new gun shop ordinances. Sets fee of $3,800. Gun control. All right, Chicago, it's working so well. Speaking of gun control, pro-gun governor admits his gun control law is terrible. This out of Colorado. Put a link to this. Speaking of gun control, let's take a look at what happened in D.C. Firefighter under fire in Washington, D.C. as shots fired at firefighters. Washington, D.C. has the strictest gun control in the country, I believe, and there's still gun crime going on. What up with that? From Red Flag, we got Obama walks to Chipotle in D.C. for lunch. Customers ignore him. Right on. People are starting to see through the facade. From The Blaze, we got this. A lawmaker says no recess for Congress until it behaves. I agree. This came out June 20th. Right on. I'm sure they won't adhere to that, but it's wishful thinking. Velveeta cheese. Be advised, I got some recalls to tell you about. Velveeta cheese is being recalled in 12 states. Might want to take a look at that if you're into Velveeta cheese. I'm not. I don't really like processed cheese food. Not good for you. Hawaii News Now says automakers to recall airbags in human parts of the United States. Humidity might cause your airbag to accidentally deploy and break your face. I don't know if that's what it says. I'll put a link to it, though. And We Are Change put out an interesting article. Whirling Wi-Fi. Vibrant images reveal how wireless networks surround us. Check that out. Some of us that are into frequency know that there's a war on for our frequency, if you're into that kind of thing. Interesting article there. Over to financial news. Got a lot of it this week. How the Dow Jones Industrial Average did Friday. The Dow was up 50 points. What is down overall on the week? 95 points. Some bad economical data come out, although that day the Dow went up. U.S. economy contracted by 2.9% in first quarter. This from MarketWatch. No kidding, but the Dow went up. Other news going on in the financial world. Crude oil on the brink of crisis. Tops $117 a barrel. No doubt what's going on over in Iraq's got something to do with that. From RT, we got total U.S. debt soars to nearly $60 trillion. Foreshadows new recession. Recession or depression? Did we come out of the first recession? Okay. USA Today has this. Chicago lays off 1,500 teachers and staff. Rahm Emanuel, you're doing so well. CBS Detroit has this. Nearly half of Detroit water customers can't pay their water bill. Interesting article here. Do you want to read down? They talk about how the UN might help out. The UN? Stay the hell out of my country. But I'll put a link to that. Pentagon crashed more than, speaking of wasted money, Pentagon crashed more than 400 military drones. We don't have the money to take care of our sick and dying veterans, but we got money to crash military drones all the time. What do you think about that? Wasteful spending. Speaking of the VA, 65% of senior executives got bonuses. Bonuses for doing what? Absolutely nothing. Put a link to this from Hawaii News Now. The Blaze has this. GOP bill says no more bonuses until the IRS hands over emails and documents. Again, wishful thinking, but I don't think they'll adhere to that. I agree, though. Stockholm bill allows taxpayers to use same lame excuses as IRS. Sorry, you can't audit me. A dog ate my hard drive. Wouldn't that be great? Well, that's what the IRS is doing. Shouldn't the people have the same thing afforded to them? Over to Politico, we got EPA joins IRS and Lost Emails Club. EPA, IRS, how did you do that so well? We want to join. We got some stuff we need to hide. One more in the financial bin. New healthcare revamps for healthcare.gov. This goes on to talk about how much more money that's going to cost. Put a link to it. Hey, we're over to New World Order and Police State News now. Got an update. A SWAT team blew a hole in my 2-year-old son's head. Update on the toddler that was injured when a SWAT team threw a flashbang into his crib looking for a drug suspect that wasn't even there. Unbelievable story. I'm not going to get into it any further because I'll just go off on a tirade. Speaking of SWAT teams, Massachusetts SWAT team claims they are a private corporation and immune from open record laws. Really? Private corporation funded by who? We the people to protect and serve? Nah, we got to do it in secret. 10 News has this. FBI found less than expected at Prepper's home. The Prepper that they raided down in Florida, talking about he was making explosives and all this. They didn't find anything. However, they're still holding this man without bond. His next court date is in the middle of July. They didn't find anything, but they're holding him without bond. Mail Online has this. U.S. Army's controversial all-seeing surveillance blimps get go-ahead to guard against cruise missiles and can spot objects as small as a person from 340 miles away. Very interesting stuff. Be advised, more cameras going into the skies over the United States for our own safety. School uses seduction to turn male teachers onto Common Core. Sick article here. I don't doubt that it's true. Speaking of Common Core, though, some good news. From Oklahoma to Louisiana, why states are dropping Common Core. This came out June 21 from Fox News. Shout out to my friend Texas 101. She has done some great work when it comes to Common Core. New York, check this out. New York to provide free legal aid and IDs to undocumented immigrants. Free shit? Yes, have some. The American slaves will pay for that, no problem. Mixed messages. Feds to house and feed illegal aliens in Border Patrol Academy. You heard that right. This is from Fox News. I don't know what the hell's up with that. Federal judge rules U.S. no-fly list violates Constitution. Some good news this week, actually, in the New World Order and police statement. I'm shocked to see this come out. Right on. This is from Yahoo News via Reuters. Chicago Tribune has this. Supreme Court limits police rights to search cell phones. You need a warrant to search your cell phone. However, this may seem like a good thing on the surface, but remember, under NDAA, they can indefinitely detain you and do whatever they want if you're considered a terrorist. So, Supreme Court, you want to impress me? Strike down the National Defense Authorization Act. Then I'll be impressed. Breitbart has this. Bill to stop BLM land grab in Texas. Right on. I hope that goes somewhere. I got a shout out to all my friends in Texas who are holding the line at the Red River. Another one from Breitbart. Unanimous. Obama recess appointments violated Constitution. What does this mean? Absolutely nothing. Obama's come out and said his recess appointments stand, and the Supreme Court can go screw itself. I believe they're all in on together. Anyway, over to World War III news. Check this out. Obama seeks more aid for moderate rebels in Syria. Barack Obama is seeking $500 million to arm rebels in Syria. This on top of all the crap we've already given them. These weapons will no doubt end up in the hands of ISIS or ISIL or whatever the hell you want to call them. $500 million. We can't take care of our sick and dying veterans, but we're going to do $500 million for Syrian rebels. It gets even worse. Politico has this. Barack Obama seeks $65 billion with a B for war funds. Talking about to support the war in Afghanistan and global security programs. $65 billion. Okay, CNN has this. Kerry assures Iraqis of U.S. support if they unite against militants. This came out on June 23rd. Put a link to that. Meanwhile, Russia fighter jets arriving in Baghdad this weekend. Be advised, this from Breitbart. ISIS tries to grab its own air force. This is being reported by the Daily Beast. No doubt they're seizing shit left and right over there. Sorry for my language. USA Today has this. Israel launches airstrikes in Syria after teen is killed. Let the bombs fall, I guess. From Newsweek, 3 U.S. troops killed by blast in Afghanistan. You know what pisses me off? When a celebrity dies in this country, it's like a national frickin' day of mourning. But 3 of our troops die overseas. It gets mentioned on CNN for like 5 seconds. Just a little blurb. It's sick, the world we're living in. I'll put this week. Rest in peace to these guys. Thoughts to their families. Their bodies will probably come home wrapped in American flags in the middle of the night, like Hitler used to do it. Anyway, military.com has this. Army drawdown continues. 1,100 captains to be cut. They're constantly cutting the United States military, but still giving a lot of money to the military-industrial complex. Red Flag has this. Mexican military chopper crosses U.S. border, shoots at border agents, crashes. Crosses U.S. border, shoots at Border Patrol agents. Not sure what's up with that. Yahoo News has this. Local media say South Korean soldier at large after killing 5 comrades at the border with North Korea. This came out June 21st. Wow, day before the Blackjack Day. That's just interesting timing. Washington Post has this. The Afghan Air Force might be coming to Georgia. What's this about? I'll put a link to it. I don't know. New World Order. Look it up. Los Angeles hearts Islam. Terror gets its own month. I'm not making this crap up. I'll put a link to it. Over to Earth Changes in 2012 news. Now, I think instead of giving you individual stories about earthquakes that went down, I'm just going to leave the link to the USGS significant earthquakes and magnitude 2.5 plus quakes every week. If you go over them, there was a 6.3 in Alaska, 7.9 in Alaska, 6.3 New Zealand, 6.9 New Zealand, a couple more, and less significant quakes on the right side. This is just a really great up-to-date page on current earthquakes, so I'll put a link to that. Speaking of the two earthquakes, USGS scientists say Alaska and New Zealand earthquakes might be linked. This from CBS, San Francisco Bay. Put a link to that. It's interesting because they are pretty far apart. Other news going on. Hailstorm leaves piles of ice in Tokyo. Check that out. Some impressive pictures there. Piles of ice indeed. USA Today, back in the United States, here we have 7,500 gallons of oil spills into Colorado River. This on June 20th. Great job, human beings. Let's pollute the earth a little more. And if you're seeing things fly through the sky, be advised the Butid meteor shower. When and where to watch. This is currently ongoing. Things coming through the atmosphere, maybe. I don't know. Air Force, speaking of things coming through the atmosphere, Air Force Command has this space fence contract awarded. A lot of you remember not too long ago the space fence was actually decommissioned. And I thought it was strange that we would decommission the space fence before we had a new one in place. Well, apparently this came out 6/6/2014. They're working on that now. So are we defenseless at the moment? I don't know. Interesting, though. Earth's magnetic North Pole shift confirmed by Swarm mission. This came out June 22nd. Pole shift. Interesting topic there. And one more in the Earth Changes of 2012 bin. NASA now streaming live HD camera views from space. Check that out. Pretty cool stuff. Over to strange and bizarre news. Got a lot of strange news this week. Be advised, adult content. Student gets stuck inside giant stone vagina. Apparently somewhere in the world there's a replica of someone's whatnots, and someone thought it was a good idea to crawl in there and get stuck, and I don't know what's the matter with people. I'll put a link to that. Speaking of that, crazy liberals now using giant flopping female toys to push gun safety. The Show Me Baby put this on Facebook. This is an absolutely ridiculous story. Do not pull this up if you have little kids around. It's just, they got a video and everything. Unreal. That's just not right. Hawaii News Now has this. Woman's soccer star Hope Solo arrested for assaulting family. You know, this is an estrangement because when I saw this story, immediately an image popped into my head of this woman playing soccer with her family. Literally. I'll put a link to it. She lost her mind. Eyewitness News, ABC7 has this. Fake live-in nanny won't leave Upland family home. I saw this story on CNN yesterday. Apparently this live-in nanny, she gave up the place she was living in to move in and live with this family full-time, be a nanny and whatnot. Then she decided she didn't want to be a nanny anymore, and she's not doing anything around the house. She's like, screw it. But she can apparently stay and live in this house because of some loophole in the law that says, well, she gave up her residence, so they have to go through an eviction process to make her leave. So basically, she's living in these people's basement for free, and there's nothing they can do to make her leave. It's just a bizarre story. I'll put a link to it. They got a video on the story. Check it out. I've never heard anything like that before. Kind of makes sense, but it's just an interesting loophole. Anyway, other news going on. Dad to Detroit boy found safe in basement. Says he did nothing wrong. Nancy Grace had this guy on. Apparently this guy's son went missing, but he was found in the basement, and like nobody knows how he appeared there. Maybe he was abducted by aliens and they transported him back. I don't know. 2 men throw out $1 million ticket, sue New Jersey State Lottery, saying they didn't update the numbers on the website fast enough. Derp. I think you just lost $1 million. I don't see you winning that lawsuit. I'll put a link to it. $10 million yacht sinks during launch in Washington State. Oops. Put a link to that. Man, that must suck. And one more in Strange Bizarre bin. This is very interesting indeed. Connecticut State Police Major William, I'm not going to butcher his last name, dies after brief illness. He was one of the primary investigators on Sandy Hook. What's up with that? He dies after brief illness? Uh-huh. Are they getting rid of people when it comes to Sandy Hook? I saw, I have a link to this, but I saw somewhere else this week there was a teacher that lost his job because he thought Sandy Hook was an inside job, as the school apparently called him mentally unfit to take care of children. He's suing the school district now. I hope he wins. Anyway, for all other news, please check my favorites. I favorited a lot of videos this week. Thank you to everybody who puts out content. That link will always be there. Pull it up and at least check over the title, see if there's anything you don't know about. Got a couple shout-outs this week. Shout-out to the Kneady Homesteader. Jack Look 4 has started a Facebook page. Those of you into homesteading, you want to check out her page here. She's also got a website in the works. Watch her page for updates on the website. I got to tell you, the video you made about the pizza bread, my mouth was watering by the time that video was over. Definitely check out her stuff. Good stuff. Shout-out to the People's Water Cannon against London police. London police apparently didn't get the go-ahead to buy water cannons to assault people with, but they bought them anyway. So the people are fighting back, saying, well, we're gonna commission our own water cannons so we can fight the police. So right on, shout out to them. Power to the people and death to the New World Order. That's all I got for this week, guys. If you like the report, please give me a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down if you get sucked. This is the worst of YouTube. Never want to see it again. Please rate, though. It helps it move around. I do appreciate it. You also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, for live show alerts, breaking news alerts, new upload alerts. I had someone else again tell me this week they're subscribed to me, but they're not getting my videos. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Google+. You'll always get the new uploads when I post them. That's all I got. I'm out of breath. I'm out of time. You guys probably want to get on with your weekend. Have a good one. Have a great week. I will see you on the next one.